the trade-off between techniques and timing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So guys, one thing that I always teach my students when I'm teaching a seminar or even at my school as well, that I think it's very important in Jiu-Jitsu, that a lot of people don't talk a lot about, that is the trade-off between techniques and timing in Jiu-Jitsu. So what do you mean with that, Bernardo? Okay, that's a great question. So guys, in my opinion, many times in Jiu-Jitsu, you gotta choose if you're gonna focus on the timing or if you're gonna focus on doing that technique 100% perfect. I'm gonna keep going here. So what do I mean with that? Guys, many times you gotta trade off like doing the technique perfectly to have the best timing, and vice versa. Sometimes you choose for not having the best timing to have the technique done perfectly. So the reason I think about that, guys, is because, for example, sometimes the opportunity to use that technique shows up and you can't choose to make every single inch of that technique, of that move, perfect. You gotta jump on the move with the grip that you have and execute the move. But many times as well, timing is not as important. You're just building the technique and you can really focus on doing the technique perfectly. So I'm gonna try to give some examples here. Let's imagine that you are in the close guard and you're setting up the arm bar. I don't think timing is gonna be as important over there in this scenario that you're talking about, that you're setting up the arm bar. So you're really gonna focus on doing that technique as much perfect as you can. You're gonna make the grip behind the elbow. You're gonna have this hand here to push his head, pass your leg over, and really dive into the technique. But many times as well, like, for example, let's picture another scenario here. You're standing, the guy does a double leg on you, and you're gonna jump on the guillotine. There is a chance that the grip that you made is not the perfect grip, you know, like you were only able to control here, you didn't control here, or you controlled there. But the timing is more important than the technique. You gotta jump in the guillotine as quick as possible and start squeezing and adjusting as you go. Many times in my career, for example, a lot of the stuff that I did involved the lapel, like single leg half guard grabbing the lapel, the deep half guard grabbing the lapel. And many times I knew exactly how much lapel I had to get to execute the sweep. But many times the timing was more important. I saw the opportunity, I grabbed the lapel and I went forward and would work. So I truly believe that in Jiu-Jitsu, there many times, in many situations, there's this trade-off of like, should you go for trying to do this move as much perfect as you can? Or should you take advantage of the timing and the opportunity and execute with that perfect timing, but not with the perfect technique? And I think like it's really important to really like understand the move you're doing, practice the move a lot during the sparrings, or even drill the move if you're the type of person who loves drilling, to make sure that you get so much on autopilot that when the opportunity shows up, your technique is as close as possible to the perfect move. But again, many times I think it's gonna happen that the opportunity shows up and you gotta jump to the technique with the grips that you can find. You know, like you can't set up the best grip ever. So as much as you learn Jiu-Jitsu and as much as you focus on developing your Jiu-Jitsu, I think higher is the chance that you're gonna have the best timing and the best technique. But I'm a big believer that many times you're gonna need to choose one or the other. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna go with the timing, I'm not gonna focus so much on the technique. Or maybe the timing is not as important in this move and I'm gonna set up the moves the best I can. And even with my over-under pass, for example, that was a good example. Because, for example, many times I saw the opportunity to pass the guard and I would pass. But many times I would see the opportunity to pass the guard and I would not pass. I would focus on making the very best grips and position that I could and wait for the next opportunity, or almost like create the opportunity. So guys, as you guys can see, I love reflecting about Jiu-Jitsu. Many days, like I leave the training and I'm thinking, like brainstorming everything I went through during the session. And this is something that many times when I'm teaching seminar nowadays, or even when I'm teaching classes, I'm talking about it, about like And even like, it's easier to talk about it when I'm teaching the seminar, because I can like show exactly the example. Like, listen guys, here I'm more focused on the timing than I am to the technique. Here I'm more focused on the technique than the timing. I'm gonna create the time to execute the move, and we're not gonna find the timing. But I'm a big believer that there's a lot of positions in Jiu-Jitsu that the opportunity shows up and you jump on it, and many times you don't have the perfect grip, you don't have the perfect control, and it still works because you had the best timing ever. I think there's a lot of times in Jiu-Jitsu that timing is the most important thing, and you gotta jump for it. And even if you don't have the perfect move or the perfect technique, you go for it. But also there are a lot of times where I don't think timing is the most important thing. Technique is the most important thing. And you're gonna create your timing with the technique. So guys, those are just my thoughts. This is just my opinion. And hope you enjoyed, and I hope it helps you. And as I said, I love reflecting about Jiu-Jitsu. And this is something that I see a lot, like trade-off between timing and technique. Hope you guys enjoyed, guys. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really trying to push here and bring you the best content possible for Jiu-Jitsu. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure to do it. And I see you in the next video. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.